All right. Good evening. I'm here and I am only 2 minutes late. Good evening. I am Demetria Lit All Day. This is the Demetria Lit All Day channel. And we like to call and consider ourselves Lit Lane. Okay. I am here with part two of live reaction and a review of the Tennessee versus Latoisha. Oh, Lord. Why I forgot the woman's name? Daniels trial. Okay, just as a recap from yesterday, this is a trial that took place and just ended last week in Tennessee. The defendant is Latoisha Daniels. She stood trial for murder, attempted murder, and a couple lesser charges. She was found guilty. Okay, you can find the full trial on Court TV and other places. I'm not reviewing the full trial minute by minute like I've been known to do. However, hey Daniel, hey Tamika, hey Sparkle. But when I listened to this, started watching the trial yesterday, I found it very interesting, and that's why I brought the case here to Lit Lane. What happened, or what the ins and outs of this story is that Latoisha Daniel fell in love with and had an affair with Brody Perry, a Baptist church, a prominent Baptist church preacher who was married. Now, it wasn't just the ordinary case of a wrongdoing done by a pastor or a wrongdoing of a mistress. It took on another level when we found out yesterday when we watched when we heard the opening statements, and the state brought forth their first witness, which was the wife of the unalive pastor. Tabitha was her name. It was during Tabitha's testimony when we really found out exactly how I put it. Exactly what lines the good old pastor was running to get these women. So his thing was what he told the defendant Latoisha, and then come to find out he had told other women, was that he believed in, hey CC, he believed in something called ethical non-monogamy. Okay, this is a concept that he read about or was given passing around a book called Ethical Slut. Never heard of this thing? What's it called? Ethical non-monogamy. I've always heard of that the way he described it, as an open marriage, where both parties, the wife and the husband, agree that in their marriage they can see or date other people, and it's okay, it's kosher, it's fine. So that's what the defendant claims that this man brought to her. This is the type of logic that he used to make her think that her sleeping with him, even though he was married, that it was okay. Now, we found out last night when we heard the wife's testimony that she didn't know anything about that, and that she had never okayed or agreed to be in that type of marriage or relationship. She didn't know, and she hadn't given him permission to be seeing and dating and having a 2-year affair with the defendant, Latoisha. Now, what happened was, after having this affair with the defendant for 2 years, he changed his jobs, he changed his cities, and then I guess he changed his mind. He was no longer interested in pursuing this relationship with this particular mistress, so he calls it off. And Latoisha Daniels, she wasn't too happy about that. She thought about from the opening statement that her defense attorney gave. The defense attorney painted a picture that she was despondent, she was in despair, she was heartbroken, she wanted to take herself out. So she went and purchased a pow, a firearm. She drove 2 to 3 miles with that firearm to the city where good old preacher man was at, because she just needed to see him one last time. She didn't go. The defense want the jury to believe that she didn't go with the intent to hurt nobody, unalive anybody, but she just needed to see this man one last time. She goes to the house, knock at the door. The wife opens the door, let her in, not knowing, that the woman had been having an affair with her husband, not knowing the woman had a gun, not knowing none of that. She like the wife is a sitting duck. She blind to everything that's going on. The husband get there to the house, pretty much rushed her, pretty much didn't seem happy to see her, didn't give too much conversation, and he sure in the hell didn't tell his wife, hey, this my other woman, and we want to become a throuple. Didn't do none of that. And so when they got up to walk the woman out, Latoisha pulls out her firearm and pretty much unloads onto him and unalives him. Unfortunately, she also hit the wife in her arm, her shoulder, what have you. But the wife did survive, obviously. So that's where we left off last night with that opening, the opening statements and the wife's testimony. Now, again, this is not a play-by-play like we've done a court. I just mainly wanted to show the highlights. And so tonight, what I'm going to bring forth is the testimony from Latoisha Daniels, the defendant herself. Hey, Tamika. Now, it's very rare, a lot of times in these cases, in these trials, the defendant don't take the stand because they open themselves up to a whole lot on cross-examination. But she did take the stand. I found the minute mark where it starts at, but I did not listen to it because I wanted to really watch it with you guys. So here we go. And I did watch most of the other testimonies before she went up. It wasn't a long trial, maybe 4 or 5 days. All the other testimony besides the wife's was mainly the law enforcement and the medical examiner. Excuse me. They didn't give any of the character witnesses, like as far as like other church members, other pastors, none of that good juicy stuff. You know what I'm saying? None of that happened in the trial. So, of course, we just get to this part here. Okay, so. A live reaction, fair use. This is going to be, and they're going to show her. The wife face wasn't shown last night when she was on stand, but her face is shown. So let's get to this. I don't have YouTube Premium, so excuse the commercials. I'm going to try to skip through them as quickly as possible. And thank y'all for joining me this evening. Let me see. Is it off the mute?
All right, so listen up. State Farm.
They play a commercial before they play the content. Right.
Would you please state and spell your name? Latoisha Daniels, LATOSHIA DANIELS. Now, Ms. Daniels, what you are doing right now is called a moment hearing, okay?
Okay.
And what that means is that we are talking about your rights and your decisions, okay?
Okay.
You have an absolute right not to testify. Do you understand that?
Yes.
That's called the right against self-incrimination. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have the right not to give proof in a case against you. Have we discussed that right?
Yes, we have.
Do you understand that if you decided to remain silent, the judge would tell the jury that they cannot hold that against you?
Yes.
Do you understand that you also have an absolute right to testify?
Yes.
And that this is one of the few decisions that is yours and yours alone, right?
Yes.
Mr. Horn and I cannot make this decision for you. Do you understand that?
I do understand.
Have you spoken with myself and Mr. Horn, though, about this decision?
I have.
Have you been present throughout all of the trial?
I have.
Have you been able to hear and observe all of the witnesses?
I have.
Have you been able to see all of the exhibits?
I have.
Are you aware not only of the proofs that's come forward at trial, but also of all of the discovery in your case?
I am aware of all of it.
Have you discussed that
right
discovery
on,
in the
right on
evidence
time.
with both me and
Just get
Mr.
started.
Horn?
I have.
Have you discussed the charges against you?
I have.
You understand you're charged with first-degree murder.
Yes.
Have you and I discussed the elements of first-degree murder?
Yes.
Do you understand the state has to prove each of those elements beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
Do you understand all of the elements of criminal attempt first-degree murder?
Yes.
Do you understand that the state has to prove all of those elements beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
Do you understand the elements required for employing a firearm during a felony?
Yes.
Do you understand the state has to prove all of those beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
Do you understand the elements and understand the burden of proof?
Yes.
And even this was a superseding indictment, right?
Yes.
And you and I had discussed previously the issues in the old indictment.
Correct.
And we discussed how the new indictment kind of changed some things, right?
Yes.
You've had several discussions throughout this entire process with your whole defense team, right?
Yes.
We have prepared for trial together.
We have.
We prepared specifically regarding your testimony.
Yes.
After everything that you've heard, everything that we've discussed, and everything that you've considered, have you made a decision on whether or not you want to testify?
I have.
What is that decision?
I choose to testify.
Thank you.
You may step down. I thought the defendant is knowingly and voluntarily made her decision.
What she stepping down for? Maybe I should have watched it all. Wait a
So
minute.
anything to address before the jury comes in?
Oh, okay. The jury finna come in, then they gonna call her back on the
Jury.
stand. I mean, on the stand. Okay, because I know I'll check to make sure she was testifying. OG Wu Child told me not to start because I saw that dent on top of her head. Look like one of them prisoners or jailhouse inmates that clocked upside her head.
Truth
I
or
guess she
dare?
want people to know her
Truth.
side
I
of it.
just
You know,
it's with
when she go do her time, she want people to know, hey, I'm not just some harlot. I'm not just no Jezebel. Let me tell y'all my side. Let me tell y'all, I didn't be, I guess that's what she want to do because she knows she getting time. Ain't no question about she shot that man. And I think too, she want to make it clear that she didn't intentionally shoot the wife. But whether you did it on purpose or not, it's still attempted unaliving. Shit, anytime you point a powwow in somebody's direction and shoot, it don't matter what your intentions is. Winter say it's the weight of that wig caused that dent inside her forehead, girl. I was thinking maybe when they used them non-lethals that made that mark in the woman's head like that. But she probably got that wig from her lawyer or something for when she go to court. Because she can't have no wig in jail. I wonder if I think she was in jail before the trial. I hope y'all had a good day today, Lit Lane. I had a great day today. Came home a little earlier than normal. And got some stuff done around the house. Had a great day. My days keep getting better and better. And I have not listened to this, so I'm hearing it right with y'all. I'm gonna try not to cut in too much. I'm gonna try. I ain't making no promises. Hopefully, when she get to talking, I might feel some empathy for her. Because yesterday, Foot Soldier said I wasn't giving her no grace.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defense called Latoisha Daniels.
Okay, let me go mute. Real quick before she get up there, Winter, I see your comment, and you know what? When I was ending that member live, you had typed that at the end, but I was already ending it. And I did see that you said that, I thought it would just be a mess. So I will do it again. I guess y'all can cope with all the little technical difficulties until I figure out how to do it better. Okay, that was just a little side note. My bad.
You swear affirm to tell the whole truth.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you may have a seat.
Exactly, CC, to make herself more human to the jurors, right? Let's see if it work on us. Let's see.
Can you please state and spell your name?
Latoisha, Latoshia. Daniels, Daniels.
Before we get into all of the allegations here, have you ever testified in a situation like this before?
No,
Is this a comfortable situation?
not at all.
Please let me know if you need anything, okay? I want to talk to you about, first, your childhood. Your childhood, okay?
Okay.
Can you tell me about your parents?
My parents, my father was retired military and a minister, and my mom, she was my mother.
Was your biological father the man that you called dad?
No, I was raised by my stepfather, and so I called him father, and my biological father I called Papa.
Now, the dad that you lived with, right? What did he do for a living?
Once he retired from the military, he was, from my knowledge, he worked at Combs, and he retired from there. And then he began to work for the Salvation Army, where he ran the community center where the youth would go. And so once he retired from there, he was just home sitting on the porch and buying land and doing gardens.
At any point did he become an ordained minister?
He did. I was in elementary, but I do recall him becoming an ordained minister.
What would you consider his reputation to have been within your community?
He was highly respected in our community. Everyone knew of my father and respected him well.
And did they know that you were your father's daughter?
Oh yes, to the point to where, like, if anybody seen my sisters and I, they would say that's Mr. Briggs' daughters. Like they knew that who we were.
Did that mean something in that community to be his daughter?
Most definitely, and we carried ourselves accordingly.
Now, how were things at home outside of public?
Things at home wasn't as what they seemed in public. My father did physically abuse my mother, and I was the one who would at nights wake up and beg him to stop.
Did you have any siblings in the home?
I did. I had two little sisters.
Did the three of you hear as your dad would beat your mom?
I'm not sure if they did, but I did, and I often would wake up and ask him to stop, and even sometimes try pulling them apart.
When you were in public, did you let that side of your life show?
Oh, not at all. I went to school and I did the things that I was supposed to do, participated in sports and just carried myself, look, I guess, in a normal fashion.
Hey, Lady
Is
Tia,
that
thank you
what
for
was expected
joining.
of you?
Yes, we didn't say or tell what was going on inside of the home.
You've probably heard that learning the piano is going to take a long time, but that's
On the stand right now is Latasha Daniels, who was convicted of this murder of her of the preacher. What's his name was Brody Perry, who she had an affair with for over 2 years. She wasn't too happy when that affair was broken off, and she unalived him. And now she's taking a stand in her own defense. Thank y'all for joining.
When you were 17, you got pregnant.
I did.
What happened when you got pregnant?
I had I shared with my dad. Well, I don't know if I shared with him or not, but I was told once he found out that I needed to get married.
Did you get married?
I did.
And was that to Rodney?
Yes.
How would you describe your relationship with Rodney?
In the beginning, it was good. We both had graduated from high school, and so we was building a life together. Um, we moved from our hometown to Little Rock, Arkansas, and purchased a home, and we were doing well. Rodney decided to go to police academy, and during that time, I helped him. I made sure he studied. I did everything that I could to ensure that he made it through police academy and was successful. Once he, um, probably months after joining the force, things began to shift. He would ask me to do certain things that I was like out of the norm, but I was in college. And so he would then say, well, you're probably going to want somebody from college. And I didn't understand that because like I loved Rodney. I wanted our family. Um, but even though we didn't argue, we grew distant. And I never understood why until I found out that um, he was having an affair.
Did you actually catch him in the act?
Not in the beginning, but during he decided that we was going to separate. And one day while I was at school, he had packed up all my stuff, put it in a U-Haul, and drove it to my mom's house.
How long were you married to Rodney?
For 4 years.
Did you eventually get divorced?
We did.
Now, after that divorce, did you attempt suicide?
I actually did it right before we actually finalized the divorce.
Did you commit suicide because of the divorce? I'm sorry, attempt to commit suicide because of the divorce.
Yes, I just didn't feel like I felt like a failure. That was the one thing I don't. I felt like a failure. I didn't think that I was enough. And so I didn't feel I had anything to offer.
But you did go on to get an education, right?
I did.
And you didn't let your divorce or your teen pregnancy, you didn't let those things stop you from trying to get better in your life, right?
Right. I wanted to push forward. I wanted to be successful. And I mean, I had to be. So I kept going.
And you eventually became a licensed clinical social worker.
I did.
Would you be happy if you stayed where you are in life and job forever? If you want to finally.
Now, I want to talk to you about your second marriage, okay?
Mhm.
That was to Brian.
Yes.
Now, how long were you married to Brian?
I was married to Brian for 8 years.
Was that relationship positive?
No.
Did you feel loved in that relationship?
No.
Did you feel wanted in that relationship?
Not at all.
Would you describe Brian as being emotionally distant,
He very much was. So,
emotionally neglectful?
yes.
Did you try to get Brian to go into marriage counseling?
Yes. We had a discussion and he didn't want to do it.
Did you determine that you would go get your own counseling?
Yes.
Did you go see a psychologist?
I did not.
Why?
Because of the field that I was in, I just wanted I wanted spiritual guidance, but also because of me being in private practice, I was afraid of being that individual that was getting the water cooler talk per se. Um, just in my field, I didn't have anyone that I felt like I could really go to and trust because I was very closed off. I didn't share my business with anybody. And so going through that and being in private practice, I didn't want to take what was my income because I needed to be able to take care of the things in my life. So I did not. But I did know that spiritually I wanted some direction.
Why did you feel like you needed spiritual direction?
Just from my first Jesus, from my first marriage, when I went to my dad and told him
Welcome
that
back,
I was getting a
Sparkle.
divorce, the one thing he said to me that just resonated with me was that he said he would have gotten an attorney and taken away my children. But it was all just like, I just felt like it was kind of like a punishment from God. And so I just didn't want to be in another failed marriage. I just didn't.
Did your dad consider it your failure that you got divorced?
Yes.
Did you seek out spiritual counseling?
I did.
Now, I want to talk to you about St. Mark's, okay? You
Okay.
need some water?
Yes.
Okay, while she take a sip of water, I'm trying to refrain and restrain myself, okay, from cutting in too much. But you mean to tell me you got all these broken marriages, you feel this certain type of way? Why would you want to play a part in somebody else's marriage falling apart? Why would you want to play a part in, you know what I'm saying? Child, she gonna have to do better than this to get my sympathy or for me to give her less time. If I was on the jury right now, she wouldn't be getting not one iota of a lesser sentence. She gonna have to do a lot more than this. Okay? Having a broken heart, having to going through some rough times in relationships, feeling like all that stuff is understandable, it's relatable, it's real. We know it's real. But none of that equate to it's okay for me to unalive somebody.
May I approach her? Yes, thank you.
Imagine being able to build an app with your
Hey,
name
Fedora
on
girl.
it just by thinking
Latasha
about it.
took the stand. She
Meet
just getting
Base
started,
44,
girl.
a complete AI
Let me
creation.
skip this. Thank you for joining, coming back this evening.
What
Thank
is
you.
St. Mark's?
We're not
It's the
going.
church that I attended in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Is it a big church or a small church?
It's a big church.
Did you have any particular role within the church?
Yes.
That's right. Happy Veterans Day to all the
I
veterans. Thank you
participated
for
in
your service.
evangelism, but eventually became a life group leader.
How were you selected to become a life group leader?
One Sunday was talking to just in shaking hands with some of the pastors. Pastor Perry, Brodus Perry, he had asked me, he was like, "You thinking about being a life group member?" And at that time, I was like, "I'll consider it." And then eventually, I did go ahead and sign up to become a life group leader.
And this was prior to you reaching out for that spiritual counseling, right?
Correct.
How many members go to St. Mark's?
At the time, approximately 6,000.
How many people were selected to be life group leaders?
In our first set of leadership training, it may have been approximately 60 to 80 of us.
Okay. And were you then subdivided into groups?
Yes, we were divided into cohorts.
How many people were in each cohort?
About 8 to 10.
How many people were in your cohort?
It was about 8 of us.
Who was the supervisor, the supervising pastor for your cohort?
Brodus was our leader.
Would you consider y'all's group to have been a close group?
We were very close.
Did you become close with Pastor Perry through that group?
I did.
Is that why you reached out to him for spiritual counseling.
Yes, I trusted him.
Now, I want to talk to you about that counseling, okay? When you approached Rhodas Perry about counseling, did you explain why you wanted counseling?
I did.
What did you tell him?
I told him that my husband and I were having some marital issues, and I just needed to figure out spiritually which direction I just needed some spiritual guidance on direction.
Did Pastor Perry agree to meet with you?
He did.
Where did y'all meet?
We met at my office.
Why?
I didn't feel comfortable with being in the church, and I wanted to be in a safe space because this was against something that I was not.
Oh, y'all pray that I don't do this too much. I promise I ain't gonna try to do this. But this is the first time that we hearing that the first time they met for this air quotes counseling session, it wasn't even at the church house. It was her idea to have him meet her in her office where she felt safe. Hey, Lou. So right there in that very moment, I am giving her the side eye. Okay? Why you don't feel safe in the church? If you don't feel safe to meet the man for counseling at the church, maybe you shouldn't be getting no counseling from this man. And if you don't feel safe in your church, maybe you ought to be switching churches. So at this moment in time, I came into this really trying to have an open mind. Hey, Third Ward, good to see you. I really did. But at this point, I think now that she already had her eyes on this man. Yeah, let us pray because that don't sound right to me. Do that sound right to y'all? That she gonna ask this man to come counsel her in her office and not at the church. By herself, by himself. Girl, boo. Girl, you Jezebel.
Fully embracing that I had to deal with, and I wanted to be in a space where I knew that I could be able to be vulnerable.
During the first counseling session, what did you discuss?
Everything that was going on within my marriage.
How long was the first counseling session?
It was about 2 hours.
Were you emotional during that process?
Yes,
Were you open?
I was.
Did you tell him very personal, private things?
I did.
How long, well, at the end of that session, did you determine at that time that you were going to ask for a second session?
Yes.
How long until you had a second session?
It was approximately 2 to 3 weeks before the next one.
Did it feel good to get all of that off of your chest?
Yes.
Did you reach out to Rhodas Perry for a second counseling session?
I did.
Did he say that he would come do a second counseling session?
He did.
When you had your second counseling session, did you ask him about any odd behavior from the first session?
I did.
What was that?
In the first session, from the moment he walked through the door, he had his hands in his coat pocket, his jacket pocket, and he sat there the entire time during the session with his hands in his pocket. So I found that to be a little strange, but I didn't say anything in the first session. So I asked him during the section session because he came in and he didn't have his hands in his pocket, and I was like, "What was that with you having your hands in your pockets?" And at that time, he told me it was because he was trying to maintain his professionalism.
Was that the first time that you had any indication that he might be interested in you?
That was the first time.
Did you proceed to start?
Now she grinning and blushing.
Second counseling session.
We did.
What happened after you started the counseling session?
As I was talking and sharing, Brodus reached over and grabbed, I had a 2-arm chair, and he pulled me toward him and began to passionately kiss me. And from there, in that session, we did have sex for the first time.
Were you proud of that encounter?
In hindsight, no, but at that time, he was giving me everything that I had been missing for a long time.
Did you know that?
Child, she still love that man. She still love that man. I don't know if y'all catching them smiles and them smirks and shit while she remembering and playing it back in her mind, but she literally has to bite back her blushing and her fond memories. Child, shake.
That he was married?
I did.
Did you know his wife?
I had, at that time, I had seen her at church, but didn't know of her.
You got to know her better later?
Yes.
How did you feel about the fact that Brodus was married?
At that time, honestly, I did not think about it. I knew that we both were married and I was engaged in what he was giving me.
Had you had any attention like that in a long time?
No, I hadn't.
Had
In
you
years.
had any emotional attention?
Not in years.
Physical attention?
Not like that. No.
After your counseling sessions, did you end up getting divorced?
That was in February, and I did end up getting divorced in December of that year.
That's when it was finalized?
Yes.
And did Pastor Perry encourage you to get divorced?
We talked about it, and there were times whenever we would be on trips, he would make mention of, oh, we can't do that until you get a divorce, or we can't do this until you get a divorce.
One of the things students love about culinary school online.
And so let me bring this point to y'all, right? So if this the first time they had a sexual interaction, right? And it happened the way she telling it, where he pulled the chair across, in the middle of the counseling session, no hanky panky before that, no flirtation, and he pulls the chair up to him and started passionately kissing her and giving her everything she need, and she engaged in sexual activities with the man in that moment, that would wipe out any type of excuse of him saying about his philosophy and his lifestyle being ethical, what's that bullshit? Ethical non-monogamy. Because they didn't have no time for that conversation. She knew he was married. He knew she was married. It wasn't no conversation about, hey, my wife is okay with this. This is the lifestyle I lead. It was a pull of the chair and some tonguing and then some screwing. And that she was willing to do all that because she liked what he was giving her. And she just said that. It was no talk about the fact of this lifestyle and the wife knowingly, approvingly participating in it. I thought that was going to be at least the reason why she was okay with sleeping with the goddamn man, because she thought that his wife was okay with it. But now we hearing something totally damn different. This defense is all over the goddamn place. Uh-oh. Let me rewind the. Oh, hold on. Back up a little bit.
In the first session, from the moment he walked through the door, he had it.
Did you know his wife?
Uh-oh.
I had, at that time, in that session, we did have sex for the first time.
Were you proud of that encounter?
In hindsight, no, but at that time, he was giving me everything that I had been missing for a long time.
Did you know that he was married?
I did.
Did you know his wife?
I had, at that time, I had seen her at church, but didn't know of her.
I am not going to pause it no more for 5 minutes, okay? But you mean to tell me you wasn't even speaking with the woman, the wife, you wasn't playing tennis with the wife, all that shit happened after you start sleeping with the husband, and you want me, Demetri Lit All Day, to believe that for 2 years you was having an affair with this man and that his wife knew it, And all that time, y'all were going to church brunches, playing tennis together and shit like that. Y'all never had no conversation. Y'all never did. Girl, boo. Hang this woman. Hang up. I'm not going to push pause no more. I promise. Telecommercial.
You got to know her better later.
Yes.
This bitch.
How did you feel about the fact that Brodus was married?
At
Hey,
that
T-Lounge,
time,
good to see you,
honestly, I
T-Lounge.
did not think about it. I knew that we both were married, and I was engaged in what he was giving me.
Had you had any attention like that in a long time?
No, I hadn't.
Had
In
you
years.
had any emotional attention?
Not in years.
Physical attention?
Not like that. No.
After your counseling sessions, did you end up getting divorced?
That was in February, and I did end up getting divorced in December of that year.
That's when it was finalized?
Yes.
And did Pastor Perry encourage you to get divorced?
We talked about it, and there were times whenever we would be on trips, he would make mention of, oh, we can't do that until you get a divorce, or we can't do this until you get a divorce.
Now, I want to talk to you about your relationship with Brodus Perry, okay?
Okay.
After y'all had sex, did Brodus give you any particular instructions?
Yes. He immediately told me to download a app for us to be able to communicate. That app was called Confide.
Tell the jury what the Confide app did.
The Confide app, it's whenever you would send a message, and when you read that message, it would disappear. You couldn't screenshot it or anything like that. It would immediately disappear once you took your finger off the screen.
Did Brodus teach you how to use that app?
As we continued the app, it was probably maybe a week or two later, he found out that if you had, like, other people had your phone number in your phone and they had that app, then they could see you on it. So he had me to change my name on it and also change the way that I attached it to my account. So I went from having my phone number to coming up with a email address. So I made a new email address to be able to attach it that nobody else had.
And he taught you what all you needed to do for that app to do that.
Correct.
So that it could not be traceable back to you.
Correct.
And he did that all very quickly.
Yes.
Did he have, or was it almost a rule? Was it a rule that you had to use that app to talk to him?
Most definitely. That was our main form of communication. As the relationship went on, if he wanted to use a different form of communication, like an email or maybe even direct messaging, he would then tell me, go to this platform or go to that one. But it was not, if I was to reach out to him without him reaching out to me first, I had to use the Confide app.
Did he set any other rules for your relationship?
Yes. As far as it came to trips that he wanted me to go on with him, I was the one who had to pay my way as far as airfare or travel. And then he would, his words he would then take care of the rest, meaning that I would have somewhere to stay. When I was in the hotel rooms, I was to stay naked. I couldn't have on any clothes. I had to, and the only way I would have clothes on is if, like, we were getting ready to go out. But other than that, when in the hotel room, I had to be naked. I couldn't, if something was to have happened to him as far as medically, he did not want me to call 911. I would have to call who we referenced him as the professor, but it was Pastor Pointer. I would have to call him in order to get him emergency attention. He said verbatim lots of times, do not call 911.
Did he add any rules towards the end of your relationship?
At the end of the relationship, he wanted me to say yes, sir, and no, sir to him.
You are not going to believe who I moved this with yesterday.
Yeah, was it your super uptight dad?
Get out of my head! Yeah.
Now, I want to kind of break those down individually, okay?
Okay.
You were required to use the Confide app.
Yes.
I want to talk to you about the travel, okay? What kind of trips did Brodus want you to come on?
The very first one was to Vegas. He had some convention or something that he was at, and so that was the first one. Um, he had invited me to go to Cuba with him that year, but he ended up right at the last minute changing it, saying that Tabitha wanted to go with him. So she went with him, and he was like, well, since you're not going to Cuba, go ahead and sign up to go to Israel for the church group trip. So I signed up to go to Israel and paid my way for that. I traveled with him to Savannah whenever he would go with Pastor Pointer.
Were there some trips that were for the pastors?
Yes.
And then other trips that were for the church group members?
The only church group that trip we went on was to Israel. The rest of them would be if he was doing something on his own, I guess, speaking engagement wise, or if he was following Pastor Pointer.
And then were there also personal trips?
And then we had personal trips.
If Brodus told you that he wanted you to go on that trip, was it expected that you would be on that trip?
I was on that trip.
Now I want to talk to you about the hotel room rule, okay? What would happen when Brodus would walk in and you were wearing clothing in a hotel room?
Once I did it and I don't know if I was cold or what, but when he was like, why do you still have on clothes? And when that happened, he withdrew affection from me. Like he was very cold, didn't want to be intimate until after I got undressed. But even then, it was then like a punishment I had to wait for him to decide that he was going to then give affection.
Now I want to talk to you about Pastor Pointer, okay?
Okay.
You called him the professor?
Yes.
What was his position within St. Mark's?
He was the lead pastor of St. Mark.
Did he know about your relationship with Brodus?
Yes, we hung out together a lot.
Do you know, is that why Pastor Pointer was supposed to be his medical emergency contact?
Correct.
Now I want to talk to you about the beginning of your relationship with Brodus, okay?
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe y'all's relationship at the beginning?
At the beginning, it was, I'm gonna have to say, amazing. I felt beautiful. He showed me so much attention. We did all kind of things together. It was, even we gelled intellectually. It was a great relationship.
Everything that you didn't have before?
Everything I didn't have before. Even to the fact I show up at my office and he had me a dozen of roses sent to me. It was just like everything that I wanted, everything that I even shared with him that I didn't have, he was giving it to me.
Did you also give him things?
I did.
What kind of things did Brodus like?
As the relationship progressed, he got into cigars, and that was a big thing for him, to the point to where he had someone to draw him up a logo, and then I selected the name, so he became the Smoking Savant. And so the more expensive the cigar, the better for him. Then it went from cigars to bourbon, and he had to have the best of the bourbons.
Did you buy him the best of the bourbons?
Yes, I did.
Did you buy him the best of cigars?
I did.
Did you buy him other things?
He wanted this Toomey briefcase for work. I think it was like $400. I got him that. He was working out, and so he needed more workout clothes, and so I purchased him like $400 worth of gear in Nike gear. There was a time when he wanted to redo his closet and get some things organized, and I bought all the organization things to make sure that whatever he needed, I did it so that he could be good.
Did he also expect you to do that?
It got to a point to where it did become an expectation.
At the beginning of your relationship, at some point, did Tabitha go to Florida?
Yes, in 2017, it was around, I think, October. Um, Brody said that he had sent Tabitha back to Florida and that they were separated. He said he said that he just needed he was feeling this urge of he had this thing of saying that he was always wanting to be single. He never knew what it meant to be a single man. And so in that instance, he was sending her back so he could explore that to some degree.
Did he indicate to you that they were separated?
Yes.
How long was she in Florida?
At least to after Christmas.
So over a month,
Yes.
2 months.
Yes.
Uh, so and during that period of time, were you staying with him a lot?
Yes. I stayed probably about 3 or 4 nights with him during that time. And we also went out of the country.
If you want to play like this,
So y'all see, she all happy and everything, thinking about this man.
How many months I spent?
And I mean, literally, it is like this is like casebook study of if I can't have you, nobody gonna have you. And I bet you anything, yeah, she regretful that she probably just did it like this, and but as she sitting through her damn time, she gonna still have the memories, still have all that, them smiles and stuff about everything, and she can still be happy. Because guess what? He not gonna be while she in prison. He not gonna be with no other woman. So at the end of the day, she got exactly what she wanted. And then you got to remember, part of her thing was that she bought that gun to unalive herself, not him, not nobody else. But see, she didn't do that, obviously, right? So she get to live out the rest of her life, get her some little pen pals, get her little money, maybe find her a girl. Maybe that's what she needed all this time was a woman. She sure gonna have a chance to explore her goddamn options up in that prison. Because if she thought she needed love, affection, and attention, she gonna have the next 45, 50 years to get all the love, attention, and everything. She can have a girlfriend right there in the cell with her 24 hours a day. If she was missing some affection and attention, she about to get plenty. Okay? If all it takes is somebody to listen to her for about an hour or two to get her to go outside her character, she right where she supposed to be. The big house. Okay. Let's continue. Live reaction. I'm sorry, I'm not giving her no grace.
The things that y'all
she don't deserve no grace.
Travel was
now she is moist.
Yes.
And did you both get interested in bourbon?
I did start eventually
exactly
tasting them. He would always ask me to taste and try to figure out the notes or the different contents of them, but it wasn't something that I just enjoyed.
What about cigars?
Again, I did begin to smoke certain cigars. He picked out one that was better for me than the others that wasn't too strong.
Did you go with him to cigar lounges?
Yes. Everywhere we traveled, we would find cigar lounges.
Did you actually pay his dues to cigar clubs?
The first, I paid 2 sets of dues. The first set of dues was at Dave's and Sons, and those won that much. And then the second one was at a club called 1836.
Were those expensive?
They were $125.
A month?
Yes.
Did he ask you to pay that?
No.
You just did
I
to
did
make him
because,
happy?
yes.
Did you engage in any physical activities together?
We ran together. We eventually began cycling. He got upset with me because I did not purchase his bike. I was like, I can't afford your $2,500 bike and mine. And that did cause him to be upset. But he eventually got his bike and I got mine, and we joined a cycling club together. We also exercised together. We would go swimming. So we did those things.
Around those kind of activities, did you have any particular rules that you had to follow?
Now, if we were at the cigar lounge and we was not hanging out with a certain group, he would have me to call a certain individual to invite her to come so that it looked like it was more of a church thing than it was just he and I hanging out. That was just kind of the case even with the running. It was going to always be somebody from the church, even though they didn't know they were a third party. It was the way of being able for us to still be together, but it not look like it was just us together. It would always be someone from the church.
And who made that rule to have somebody else always there?
That was him.
Ooh, now that man, the preacher was diabolical. He involved in good Christians all around the church who don't have no idea that they getting pulled into this bullshit. Ugh.
I want to talk to you now about ethical non-monogamy. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
Talk to you about ethical non-monogamy?
Yes.
When?
Was this a lifestyle that he was interested in?
Wrong question.
Can you tell the jury what Brodus told you about ethical non-monogamy?
I want to know, when did he bring it up?
It is where individuals are able to have multiple relationships, but everyone in the relationship must consent.
Did Brodus tell you that he had talked to Tabitha about ethical non-monogamy?
He did.
Did he tell you that Tabitha had said she was comfortable with it, but he just hadn't told her about you yet?
He said that she had given him permission to be open on his side of the marriage.
So she was not allowed to be open on her side.
Correct.
But he told you that she had given him permission to go outside.
Yes.
But he had not told her about you, to your knowledge.
No, not to my knowledge.
Did Brodus ever give you a book to read?
The Ethical Slut is the book that he wanted me to read so that I could have a more foundation and knowledge of this lifestyle that he was wanting to be in.
Did you read that book?
I did.
Were you interested in the lifestyle espoused by that book?
No, I was not.
How soon into the relationship did Brodus Perry start discussing this concept of ethical non-monogamy?
Actually, it started, so we were just having conversations about things in life that we wanted to do, bucket list type of things that we were curious in. And at that time, he was like, one of the things I want to do is have a threesome. And I was like, yeah, no, that's nothing I've ever thought about. But he was like, well, I've had one before, but I paid for it. And this time I want to have one where I don't have to pay for it. And so he began.
Wait. Wait. Oh my God. Wait. So now he trying to get you to have threesomes. He admitting to being, he admitting to paying for sex. Because if he had to pay for a threesome, that's paying for sex. So that's indulging in some type of prostitution, right? So you seeing all this happening, and none of this made you say, this man really is corrupted. This man really got some spiritual demons. This man really is sick, and maybe I shouldn't be participating. Maybe this man's sick. He's diabolical. He has no limit to what he do in his sneakiness. He pulling in other church members. He lying to his wife. He sending her off. He got you running around butt naked in a hotel room like a crackhead. And all this is the man. You that broken where you can't see that all this is no good. Girl, boo. She need to be in prison. If you that dumb, being this stupid should be a crime. Okay? If it's all because she just dumb and naive, then guess what? She should do some time for that alone. Because that don't make no sense. Damn.
And to speak about, the term he would use is Tabitha and I being sister wives. Didn't quite know what that meant, but as things went on, he would start to talk about me watching them have sex. And he was like, but I think she'll be on board with it, just give it time. But so this would be the dialogue. And that dialogue just continued on to where it went from watchers to now wanting to have the threesomes, and then that's when the ethical slut was introduced, and so it was just like a progression of this lifestyle that he wanted.
So kind of breaking that down, how far into the relationship did he start discuss wanting a watcher with you?
It was pretty early on. I would have to say it was before they took their trip to Cuba, which was around his birthday in May, that he began to talk. He was talking about the watcher. So that was 3 months.
Was that a different trip than the birthday trip that he took where he had the threesome?
Yes, that was a different trip.
Okay. Did the threesome birthday trip happen while y'all were together or before?
It happened while we were together.
Did you know that he was going to do that?
The threesome trip in Cuba?
No, when he went and paid for the threesome.
Oh, that was well before I knew him.
Okay. At any point, did you watch him and Tabitha have sex?
No.
Was Tabitha ever invited to watch you and Brodus have sex?
No.
Were you comfortable with the concept of a watcher?
No.
Was Brodus persistent about a watcher?
Very much so.
Explain that for me.
Everywhere we went, he would even text me and say, "Hey, you need to find us a watcher. Find us a watcher." And so I got to the point I was like, if I can find somebody, hopefully I can get him to stop. So I asked a friend of mine if she would do it for us, and she was like, if I do, we're taking it to our grave. He had me to tell her to download Confide, and we were able to dialogue 3-way, and the things that he was asking her to do, she just backed out.
Did that whole thing make you very uncomfortable?
Very much so.
Why were you willing to even entertain it?
I wanted to make him happy.
Too quiet? Turn your sound from 100% to 600% with
Now I had to get up a couple of times, right? I was looking for my cigarettes. Did they ever ask did they ask her when did he tell her at what part in this affair? How long into this affair? When did he bring up the non-ethical, the whatever that bullshit is, the ethical non-monogamy part? Did I miss that part, or did they just kind of smooth over that? Or maybe the state gonna ask them questions. Child, let this go so we can get to the. I think I want to see what the state asks her. Dang, y'all, I need to go to the car and let me put it on my phone. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna go walk to my car real quick and get my cigarettes out of there. Hold on, let me put it where it's at. I'm gonna listen to it on my phone.
I would cook for him,
Ooh.
and so he would come to my.
Hold on.
Did you love Brodus, Mary?
Hold on.
That was a different trip.
Okay, there we go. Be right back.
Did the threesome birthday trip happen while y'all were together or before?
It happened while we were together.
Did you know that he was going to do that?
The threesome trip in Cuba?
No, when he went and paid for the threesome.
Oh, that was well before I knew him.
Okay. At any point, did you watch him and Tabitha have sex?
No.
Was Tabitha ever invited to watch you and Brodus have sex?
No.
Were you comfortable with the concept of a watcher?
No.
Was Brodus persistent about a watcher?
Very much so.
Explain that for me.
Everywhere we went, he would even text me and say, "Hey, you need to find us a watcher. Find us a watcher." And so I got to the point I was like, if I can find somebody, hopefully I can get him to stop. So I asked a friend of mine if she would do it for us. And she was like, if I do, we're taking it to our grave. He had me to tell her to download Confide, and we were able to dialogue three-way. And the things that he was asking her to do, she just backed out.
Did that whole thing make you very uncomfortable?
Very much so.
Why were you willing to even entertain it?
I wanted to make him happy.
So now I want to talk to you about Brodus wanting to expand the ethical non-monogamy. Well, I guess first, was he actually engaging in ethical non-monogamy?
No.
Tabitha had no idea any of this was going on, right?
No.
As far as you knew, she knew that that's what he wanted, but he hadn't told her.
As far as I knew, correct.
And you've heard differently from even that here.
Yes.
Did Brodus ask you about expanding the relationship beyond you?
He did.
When he asked you about that, how did you respond?
I told him I didn't want to.
Did he tell you, well, my wife's on board with it, so why isn't my girlfriend?
That's exactly what he said.
Did that cause problems between you and Brodus?
At first, no, but as it continued to go on, it did. Especially after he joined like this, he called it a book club, but they met on Marco Polo talking about the book, The Ethical Slut. And so the more that he engaged in that, it became to where it was because he was more like, why are you not on board with this? And I'm like, why would I be? Like, it doesn't make sense because we already have limited time together. So why would I say, yes, you can be able to be with multiple women? And so it was that part, it was hard.
Did you love Brodus, Mary?
I shouldn't have, but I did.
Were you in love with Brodus Perry?
I was.
Were you wanting to build a life with Brodus Perry?
I wanted what we had at that time, yes.
And y'all saw each other frequently, right?
We saw each other just about every day. I would cook for him, and so he would come to my office to eat lunch. If he didn't come to the office, I would drop it off for him. But it got to the point to where he knew my code to my office, so he would just come in. He knew where to get his lunch, warm it up, and if I had a session, of course, he would wait out in his vehicle. But other than that, he would come in and we would sit there and have lunch every day.
How did Brodus react when you told him that you were not open to expanding to allow him to have more girlfriends?
He was emotionally distant. Like, well, he would tell me, well, you need to go and find someone. And I'd be like, I don't want anyone but you. And so he knew that would play on like my insecurities. So one time when he said, you need to go out and find someone, I said, well, what if I do? And he said, well, then we won't be together. So he knew that was going to get to me because I wanted to be with him. I enjoyed our time together when we did have it. And so he used the emotional part, the affection. He would give it to me, withdraw it if I wasn't really complying with what he wanted.
You are never gonna believe what just happened.
Try me.
So my dad shows up and he's like, wah, 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 getting older sucks. So I said,
Since all of this has happened, have you had time to really retrospectively consider your relationship with Brodus?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I want to talk to you. We'll get back to that. I want to talk to you about that Marco Polo group, okay?
Okay.
Brodus was in an ethical non-monogamy group with 2 other women, right?
Yes.
Were you a part of that group?
I was not.
Were you ever allowed to be involved with that group?
I wasn't.
But you knew about it.
Yes.
Would he have let you contribute?
That was the first time that of any activity that he done that he didn't even invite me to do.
Did he actively keep it from you?
I would say so, because with any other thing he did, even to joining like a bourbon society. Like we had memberships to a lot of things together, but that was one thing that he did not invite me to.
I want to talk to you about when Brodus and Tabitha Perry moved to Memphis, okay?
Okay.
Mississippi Boulevard reached out to Brodus, right?
To my knowledge, according to him, the pastor from Mississippi Boulevard reached out to Pastor Pointer, and then Pastor Pointer shared that with Brodus.
Had Brodus, to your knowledge, had any issues at St. Mark's?
Yes, he would tell me a lot about conflict that he was having with some of his coworkers. And then there was one instance where, according to him, he had misuse of a credit card.
Your Honor, this is going to the context of their relationship, just giving background on, and this is going to her buying things, paying for things. This is a debt that she repaid.
Oh yeah, let me pause it. Child, I didn't Google when they said the name of the church. I didn't Google the church, child. And guess who's still the lead pastor? And let's take a look at how he looked. So you mean to tell me this church then heard all this shit over the last 5 years? They didn't heard. They didn't found out about all this. His name then came up. He was the emergency contact in this bullshit, and he is still the pastor of said church. We got to do better than this. We've got to do better, people. Boy. My mama talk about find me a church home. Child. Let me see if I can share this real quick. Let's take a look. Hold on. And he looked like girl, there go the pastor right here. Philip L. Pointer Sr. Senior pastor. He just as fat-headed. Uh-oh, y'all don't see it. There you go. Pastor Philip L. Pointer Sr. He the first picture. That means he's still the lead pastor. Now, how come Pastor Bailey? Okay, how come Pastor Bailey ain't the pastor? How come they didn't vote Pastor Pointer out and move Pastor Bailey up? Pastor Bailey look like he good and done with all his doggish years. Okay. Why they still got that young fat-headed pastor who was doing all this? And let me just say this before I push play. You can't convince me that Pastor Pointer wasn't engaging in these same type of activities. Allegedly. Of course he got to be entertaining the same type of activities if he okaying the shit with his junior pastor. And he's still the head pastor of this church 5 years later. Now they got the whole church last week and the week before, all on Court TV, they church getting ran all in the ground. His name getting all brought up. And he's still the pastor of this church. Man, this shit is sickening. Sickening. What people will sit there and allow and okay and whitewash and disgusting. Oh my God. And you know he married. Because like I said, most pastors do be married and shit like that. They want them to be married so they can be more, they supposed to be more, whatever the word I'm trying to say, righteous. And you got a higher chance to be more righteous if you're married so you don't go fornicating through the church. Girl, boo. Let's continue. This shit is told me that man was gonna still be the pastor of that church, and he is. Oh, uh oh. Let me push here. Girl, this is crazy. What they say, this what they call it? This some nasty work here. Is that what they say? Okay, they doing a sidebar. That's why you can't. Oh, y'all can't see it. They doing a sidebar, so y'all ain't missing nothing. Sick parishioners too, of course. And the tithe still getting given. And they say that's one of the biggest. That was one of the biggest Baptist churches in Little Rock. Cause ain't it the parishioners who get a chance to vote them out? Crazy, man. It's crazy. The women in that church house should be shaming themselves for even sitting under that. You think I can sit under a preacher who I know fornicating all over the place, who I know? I don't think that nobody perfect. Hell no. I don't think the pastor is perfect at all. Don't expect him to be. But I do expect him to be of high character. Yes, I do. I do. You can't sit over me and tell me and try to direct me to the Lord and you doing all these devilish ass activities. No. You can't do that. Mm-mm. Not me.
I'm going to rephrase my question a little bit, okay?
And I saw what you said when you said not all the church people like that, but too many
years where you had to pay back money to the church for Brodus.
Yes.
How much was that?
The debt was $2,500, but I ended up getting him $2,300, and he got very upset with me about it.
Why did he get upset with you about it?
Because he wanted me to do the full price.
So he a pimp too. Got it.
And that was not your debt, right?
No.
If you've never cashed a $42,166 paycheck, then I've got good news.
So, did Brodus talk to you when this other church reach out to him?
He did.
Did he discuss with you whether or not he should accept it?
Yes.
What did you tell him?
I told him I thought it was a great opportunity for him.
Why?
Because of the things that was being shared to me, that some things he was dealing with within the employment at St. Mark. I thought that would be a great thing for him. So he sent me his resume, told me to change it to performance-based, and I did that, and he went to the interview.
Is Mississippi Boulevard a prestigious church?
To my knowledge.
And you're not from here, right?
No.
You've never lived in Memphis?
I have not.
Did he eventually, to your knowledge, accept that position at Mississippi Boulevard?
Yes.
Did the church have a going away party for Brodus and Tabitha Perry?
I planned a going away party. Actually, he had two. He had one at the Cigar Lounge and then one for the church.
Who planned the party at the Cigar Lounge?
I did.
Who planned the party at the church?
I did.
Who paid for the majority of the gifts?
I did. And then he gave me a backstory on how to be able to elicit money from the other members of the church so that he could have a certain amount of money for when he left.
What do you mean?
Like it was, hey, reach out to the life groups and tell them, I'm going away and we're going to do monetary gifts. So that's what I did.
Did he get monetary gifts from that?
He did.
Before Brodus left, did he give you his new address in Memphis?
Yes.
Now I want to talk to you about after they moved, okay?
Okay.
Did your relationship with Brodus Perry continue after he moved to Memphis?
Yes.
Would Brodus come back to Little Rock?
He would.
Do you know why he would come? Why he would come back?
Yes. The main reason why he would come back is because of his orthodontics appointments. And then also he was building up a business and a consulting business. And he was beginning to he had one client that he was coming back to begin to do some consulting with.
What would happen when he came in town between the two of y'all?
We would meet up at the hotel and hang out.
I want to, and was that he would come in town and he would contact you
Yes.
and y'all would get together.
Yes.
Now I want to talk to you about April the 15th. I'm sorry, not April the 15th, March the 15th of 2019, okay?
Okay.
Did Brodus come in town that day?
He did.
Did he text you?
He did.
Did you meet him at the hotel?
I did.
Do you recall what hotel?
I think it may have been Spring Hill.
What happened after you went to the hotel?
The first time I went to the hotel, it was, just a drop off. He had asked me to bring him to go buy him something to eat and to stop by and get him some bourbon. After I brought that to him, we made an agreement to meet up later on. I had called him and as it was getting later and say, hey, what time are we going to meet up? And he was just like, I don't know. I'll let you know. But he never called. So I was at home and I was like, I'm just going to break up with him. Like, I'm not going to do this treatment. Like, it's no. I went to the lounge. I still had some gifts to give him and he was coming out. And I said, unlock your car. And I started putting the gifts in. Well, once he got closer to me, he just hugged me and gave me the key to the room and was like, go to the room. So I was like, okay. And I did.
Once he hugged you, was it all better?
It was.
Is that kind of how it went with Brodus?
Yes.
So tell me about what happened after that.
That was one of the times that I still had my clothes on. So of course, when he got in there, he's like, why you still got clothes on? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got undressed. I did tell him, I said, I was coming to break up with you because of the way you're treating me. And he laughed it off and was like, well, why didn't you? And I was like, because I really do love you. He came over to the bed, started tickling me. We laughed it off. And then as we began to engage in what I thought was going to be love making was not that night.
Can you tell me what happened?
Lady, don't you see she trying to make some tears come down? Leave her alone. Let her get this done. She trying her best to cry, child. Give her a minute. Shit.
As I was performing oral sex on him, he began to thrust himself inside my mouth really hard. And I told him that was hurting.
Girl, what was it hurting?
Then he grabbed my hair. I had long hair and he wrapped my hair around his hand and he started yanking it. And when he wasn't thrusting himself in my mouth, he was pulling my hair really hard.
Ooh.
And with his other hand, he would just hit me
Ooh.
and hit me and hit me. And I was like, it's hurting. And he was like, you better not bite me. You better not bite me. I was going to say,
you should have bit him, girl.
And then after that, we had sex and it was just rough and it was hard and it was just not what I was used to.
Sure.
And then once we finished, something he never ever does was he rolled over and just gave me the cold shoulder. And I was like, you're not going to hold me? And he was like, no. And just went to sleep.
Sure.
Yeah, I get those questions a lot. What if it happened years ago? What
Girl, I hope.
What if
wait a minute. The truth is, I'm being so insensitive. But that was not a description. I don't believe nothing this woman is saying. Okay? Let me say that. If I thought she was a real victim, I wouldn't be laughing. I don't see nothing about this woman being no damn victim. I don't think that this what she talking about was no first time. Of course he gonna treat you like a tramp. You acting like one. Of course he gonna slut you out. You acting like one. Of course he had no respect for you. You ain't had nothing for yourself. He doing everything with you. He got you slutting yourself out. He got you tricking your money off. He got you lying in the Lord face all up in the church. Of course he gonna screw you like that. Ain't nothing about this shit say love. He got a wife at home he don't love. So he supposed to love you more than his wife. He supposed to respect you more than the woman who he married in front of God and the church and everybody else. He supposed to somehow put you and treat you differently than he treating this woman at home doing the right thing. Girl, boo. Ugh. This bitch. I'm sorry. Screw up.
So you
Did that affect you emotionally?
Yes. I was just like, what has always happened to me?
Did you decide anything when you were in that emotional state?
Well, that particular night, I just was that morning. We stayed the night together, and that morning he got up and he left. He was getting dressed, and I was like, "Where are you going?" Like we always shower together, and he was like, and I was like, "Where are you going with still smelling like me?" And he was like, "None of your business." I was like, "Since when did you not tell me your schedule?" And he left. Well, he was
she
getting
thought
ready
she
to
was the
leave, so
wife.
I got up and I got dressed. And as I got dressed,
He was real
I
confused.
grabbed the key card for the room off the thing, and he laughed it off, and I left. And later on, I texted and said, "Hey, are we meeting up again?" And he was like, "I'll let you know." Of course, the day went on. I had rearranged everything, thinking that he was going to end up we would see each other earlier that day, but I didn't. And so that night, when I still didn't hear from him, I decided to head to the room. And as I was going, he was there. But in my wanting to head to the room, I had made the decision that I was going to kill myself in front of him because I just wanted him to feel the pain that he was causing me. So when we got in the room, he was already in there by the time I parked and got in. And I pulled out my gun and I told him, "You about to feel the same pain that you've been giving me."
Wait, what?
Did you ever threaten him?
No.
Did you threaten yourself?
I told him I was going to kill myself.
What did he do?
He began to tell me no, and he kept saying that he loved me and that we can fix it. And I was just like, "No, you're treating me so bad." And
Why
he
did she
was
have a
just
gun
like,
with her?
"That's not, I love you, I love you." And eventually he talked me into putting the gun on the counter and coming over and sitting there talking to him.
See, none of this shit sound right. None of this shit sound right. So while she was packing
Did
the
that
pistol,
restore a reason for you to live in that moment?
It did.
Was this the first time that you had?
well, Lou, I would have to disagree with you right here because, and let me tell you, Lou says, I guess this is the incident that contributed to her feelings of anger and purchasing that gun. Well, this was the first gun. This incident in the hotel room with the excessive, aggressive sex, she already had a pistol, the one that she pulled out. And then the one that she actually unalived him with was a second one that she bought. You know? So I don't think that this played a. I think I agree with Winter. I think the whole thing that attributed to her anger and made her unalive him was the mere fact that he had the audacity to break up with her. Cause she was still wanting him after he after he rammed her face and throat and slapped upside her head. She still wanted to be with him. She still was cooking lunch and shit.
Had gotten to the point of hopelessness that you felt like you needed to kill yourself?
Not in a relationship, no.
Have you struggled for a long time with depression and suicidal ideations?
Yes.
After Rhoda's convinced you to put down the gun, did he take the gun away from you?
No.
Did he take the gun from the counter?
It wasn't until I got ready to leave when I went back to try to get it, and then he pushed me out of the way and he got it.
He didn't want you to be able to leave with the gun?
No.
And was he worried what you would do with it?
Yes, but he made me promise to meet him the next morning at the lounge.
Do you know where he put the gun?
At that time, I did not.
But he kept it from you, right?
Yes.
And you later found out that he had placed it in a locker at the cigar lounge?
Yes.
After that happened, did you realize that you needed a little bit of time?
Yes.
What did you do?
I made a plan to go and be with my friend. She is a therapist, but I just needed to get away, and she had an extra room. And so I just told her that I needed her to watch me and to just be there if I needed her. And
was she in Little Rock?
She lived in Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
So how far away from Little Rock?
About a 45-minute drive.
Is she someone that you also worked with?
Yes.
At that point in time, were you pretty desperate for?
Yes, I even was gonna go and be with another friend of mine who was a clinician, but she lived in St. Louis. But she then, by the time it was for me to leave one friend to go to her, was then going through some marital issues herself. So I decided not to go to her house.
During the time that you stayed with your friend, were you speaking with Rhodas?
Very limited.
When you got back to Little Rock, did you resume speaking with Rhodas?
I did.
Were y'all still together at that point?
Yes.
I want to talk to you about April the 4th, 2019, okay?
Yes.
Can you tell me about the text that you got on April the 4th?
I had sent our regular good morning text. I didn't hear anything from him that morning. And then later in the afternoon, I seen what he had responded. And so I opened it up. And it said, I think our time is up. So he had broke up with me via disappearing text.
How did that make you feel?
I felt so used and worthless, and I just felt like trash. Like, who does that to somebody who they say that they love?
Have you heard about the people who are investing in real estate that's backed by the government for just a few $100s?
How did you react after you read that?
I wrote a suicide note to my family because I was just like, I'm tired. I'm tired of the pain. I'm tired of it all. And I just wanted the pain to end. So I wrote a note and made a plan to take my life.
You're the man approach the witness. Yes. Latasha, do you recognize that?
Yes.
What is that?
This is the note that I wrote to my family.
Your Honor, I'd ask that that be made the next numbered exhibit.
Oh Lord, let's hear this note, child. And I know that's my note, 2-3 pages. I know you love.
Who showed the suicide letter is exhibit 22.
I'm sorry, y'all. Drop a 1 in the chat. I feel like I'm just
Latasha,
being
can you tell me
so
the date
hard.
and time of that letter?
April 4th, 2019 at 3:14
Okay,
p.m.
we'll do the chat poll after she read this note.
Can you read that letter to the jury?
Uh-oh.
To my family, I'm sorry that I have let you down. I tried my best to be the person you all thought I was. I tried to be the person you could count on and be proud of. However, I have been depressed for a long time. I did well with coping until the past 2 years. My world changed February 24th, 2017. And the shit just keeps getting worse. I know what I have been through may be nothing to some. And you don't understand why I couldn't bounce back. I have fought hard for so long to keep things together. I didn't trust anyone to know deep down how bad I was struggling. Only a handful of people knew, but they couldn't help me. To my fellas, I'm so sorry that I have let you down. I have fought hard to be the best mother I could be to each of you. I pray that what I have taught you will stick with you forever. Please don't be ashamed of me. Mother, thank you for being my mother. Please know that although you didn't think I loved you, I really did. I wanted so badly for us to be close. There was many times I just wanted to crawl into your arms and have you hold me. I'm sorry for being a failure. I tried to make you proud of me. Words can't explain or express the pain I feel at this moment. I have pretended for so long to be happy. I have tried to work through the pain and begin to heal. But just as my life would have it, yet another loss appears to remind me just how much of a failure I am. I don't have any insurance and I don't have any money. So please just have me cremated and don't worry about a service. I don't want to be a burden. I'm sorry for letting all you down. I love you as all so much, and I wish I could live myself as much as I wish I could love myself as much as I love you all. Please take care of my fellas and always remind them of my love for them. I'm not being selfish. I just don't know how. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. This got out of hand, but it says, I'm sorry for letting all of you down, and I love you all so much. I wish I could love myself as much as I love you all. Please take care of my fellas and always remind them of my love for them. I'm not being selfish. I just don't know how to continue bearing the pain I have felt for over 25 years of my life. With each loss, hurt, disappointment, etc., I've experienced through the years, it only added to my current state of mind. I thought I could continue to push through and be strong, the strong Tasha everyone know, but I can't. I'm weak. And I have been for over the past year and a half. I thought I would bounce back. I pray consistently, but I guess God no longer hears my prayers since I wasn't doing His will. I'm not perfect. I've messed up so many times in my life. The thing I wanted to be the most successful in, I messed up not once, but twice. Well, really, 3 times. I will leave that for you all to find in my journal.
What helped Eve get over Adam despite his rashy leaf diaper?
Move legal this.
Every great historical figure trusted mood. How do you think Cleopatra stayed so relaxed?
I don't care that at least 500.
All right, y'all. Y'all reading the screen. It's time, Little Lane Jury Box. Drop a 1 in the chat if tonight, hearing her testimony, you feel more empathy and compassion for her, more understanding for her, more, drop a 2 in the chat if tonight, after hearing her testify, you feel less compassion and empathy for her than you did last night. Okay?
You read that at 3:14 p.m.
Yes.
Where did you leave that?
I left it in my phone because I knew my little sister would find it because she helped me with
Hey,
my
Living.
appointments.
She got a
And
therapist
that's
and
the
started
phone
screwing
she
them.
used for making my appointments.
Did you leave it for her to find?
Yes.
What did you do after you wrote that note?
I drove to Sherwood to go purchase a gun
Why did you go purchase a gun?
because I didn't have my other one.
What was the purpose of the gun?
I wanted to end my life, and I felt like that was going to be the best way to do it.
When you went to that store, were you buying a gun to kill yourself, or were you buying a gun to kill someone else?
I was buying a gun to kill myself. I had a whole plan.
What was your plan?
I didn't want to do it at my house because my son lived with me. So I decided, as I was just thinking about all the pain, to go to this park in Jacksonville, Arkansas.
How far away from Little Rock was that park?
Jacksonville might be about a 20-minute drive from my home. And the reason why I chose that was because that's where Brodus was. He wasn't from Jacksonville, Arkansas, but the Jacksonville part of it was attached to him. And the name of the park was Johnson Park, which was attached to my second ex-husband. And then Ray Road, my daddy's middle name was Ray. So I just associated with all the pain from the men in my life. And so that's where I was going to go.
How did you go there?
I was going to drive in my car. It's from my home, it would have been straight down 440.
Is that an interstate?
Yes.
What happened while you were driving to Johnson Park?
As I was driving, I saw the Memphis exit. And so then I was like, go talk to him, Tasha. Just go let him see you. Go see why. And that's what I did. I just drove to work and see him face to face and hope that I can get something from him besides the fact that he broke up with me with a disappearing text. And as I was driving, He did text me, and as he was telling me that he still loved me. So I was trying to just figure out what was going on.
What did you do after you saw the Memphis exit?
I took it and I drove to Memphis.
Where did you go?
I went down to where I knew he would possibly be, which was a lounge. I guess it's in the downtown Memphis area called the Pocket. Um, at the time, I think it was a fairly new lounge that he when he got employment at Mississippi Boulevard, one of the members there had told him about.
Did you go to the Pocket because Brodus told you he goes to the Pocket on Thursdays?
Yes.
Do you remember what time you arrived?
I don't. I just know it was dark, and I know that I circled around for approximately 30 minutes trying to find a parking spot because I didn't know that you paid. Like,
Um, just to back up for a second, when you went to the gun store to buy the gun to kill yourself, what did you take with you?
Just my license and my debit card.
Where was your purse?
Why they keep trying to make a big deal out of the fact that she didn't bring her purse? I don't
guess
understand
I
why they
left it
keep
at
saying
home.
that shit.
Did you bring just necessities with you to the gun store?
Yes.
And you left the gun store right after you finished purchasing the gun, right?
Yes.
How did you select the gun?
I went with what was the cheapest that was on. They have a wall that has all the guns, the names, and the prices, and I just chose the cheapest one.
How did you select ammunition?
Whatever the guy told me to get, I got it. Cause I was about to walk out the store till he was like, do you need ammunition? I was like, oh yeah. And so he told me whatever he recommended, I was like, yes.
And did you see on the video where he was showing you different types of ammunition?
Yes.
Is that what he was saying?
Right. And I
so
told you couldn't hear, but I was like, I don't know. Just whatever you tell me.
When you left the gun store, what did you do with the gun?
I think it was still in the bag. I went home because I did wanted to leave my son something. So I had stopped at the ATM and got out whatever money I could get. And so when I got home, I put that in his room, and then I changed clothes and I dumped some bullets out on the bed and just grabbed a handful of them and took the gun and left the house.
What did you do with the handful of bullets and the gun?
Oh, once I got in my car, because I was trying to hurry up and leave because I didn't want him to come home while I was there. I loaded the gun in my car. And once whatever was left over, I put everything into my coat pocket that was sitting in the passenger seat.
Hey, Alicia Little here, and I'm excited to announce that the third annual AI and Marketing Summit is here. This is the AI Marketing Summit 2025, and you're
Winter, you confused about that? I'm confused about that because I'm telling you, doing that opening statement or something, I thought they say the first pistol had gotten taken by the pastor when she first pulled it out, talking about she was gonna hurt herself, and that's why she had to go buy a second one. Now she get on the stand and say, I don't understand what happened to the first one. You know, this story is all over the damn place. Period. All over the place. So I'm hoping that I hope the state gonna question her, and that's what's gonna bring it together and trip her up. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know. We shall see.
Parked downtown. Where did you go?
I started walking in the direction in which I knew the lounge was. And once I got on the street, I started walking up the street, and I actually saw Brodus coming out of the lounge, and I walked past him.
Were there any rules in your relationship regarding?
Oh, okay.
When you saw
so he did end up taking him.
I was not to approach him.
Thank you, OG.
Because I never knew who he may have in his company. So I was not to approach him. But if he acknowledged me, then I could have, talk to him.
Did you come within his sight?
Yes.
Did he acknowledge you?
Yes.
You actually walked
I
right.
I walked past him, and so he said, "So you're just gonna walk past me and not say anything?"
At that point in time, did y'all engage in a conversation?
Yes.
After you talked with Brodus, um, what did y'all figure out?
Well, we decided that because his thing was I still wasn't wanting to be on board with him and this non-monogamy and have been able to see other women. So we came to I told him, well, we still haven't told Tab. You've always said something about telling Tab, so we haven't told Tabitha. And he said, okay, we'll tell Tabitha. He told me to go to the apartment and just talk to her about tenants until he got there, and that once he was there, we would tell her. He had to go to his boss house to drop off something, and so he gave me a backstory as to what to tell her if she asked me while I was in town, and we left. But before leaving, we came to the resolve that once we told Tabitha about the relationship, we had a trip that was planned to go. We was going to Kentucky. If she said yes, then that would be a new start, a fresh start. But if she said no, then that would be the the trip that we would end.
Did Brodus indicate to you that he was going to tell Tabitha while y'all were at the apartment
Yes.
about your relationship?
Yes.
And what would have happened, or would you have been allowed to tell Tabitha without his okay?
I didn't know.
What would you have been able to continue a relationship with Brodus if you had done that?
No.
So I want to talk to you then about when you left downtown, okay?
Mhm.
Where did you go?
I put in the address that he had given me, and so that address did say Collierville. I didn't know how far away it was or anything. I just placed it in the GPS.
Do you remember what time you arrived at the apartment?
I know it was late. I just remember when we were there and we were talking, I remember the news coming on.
Probably around 9 o'clock.
Hey, Jill. Hey, girl. Hey.
Yes.
So you left Little Rock, Arkansas at approximately 5 o'clock, right? And drove to downtown Memphis, right?
Yes.
That takes about 2.5 hours.
Yes.
How long would you say that you were talking with Brodus?
We talked for a while because I remember the valet pulling the car up a ways and getting out, and just because he was sitting in there waiting on him and we never did. So he just pulled it up and we continued to talk.
So then you left downtown. It was dark.
Yes.
Drove to Collierville.
Yes.
What did you do when you arrived at the apartment?
I circled around because I couldn't, it was dark and I really couldn't see like numbers or anything. So I circled around, and then I guess eventually I found the building number and I parked and found my way to their apartment according to the address.
If I may just have one moment, Your Honor. This is part of Exhibit
I don't believe shit this
12.
woman's saying. I just don't. You can't pay me to believe that man told her to go to his wife to his house and that he was gonna tell his wife that shit that night. He had moved to a whole nother city, a whole nother church trying to get away from my ass. And you want me to believe he sends this woman who he know packed pistols to his house alone. Unless he wanted to play on her craziness and have him take out the wife so he wouldn't have to do a divorce. Now that makes sense. And he was quite diabolical. So maybe. And it just backfired literally on him.
A photograph of your vehicle?
Yes.
Which vehicle is yours in that picture?
The silver one.
This one?
Yes.
Oh, look. I'm getting a call from one of those unknown numbers.
Have you tried reversephone.com?
That's the first time I thought about that and considered that. The only reason I would think, now that I said that, that makes sense to me. That's the only thing that makes sense to me to make that believable, that this man told this woman to go to his house where his wife at, who don't know shit, and go knock on the door and sit on that couch and wait on him. That's the only reason I would see that he would do that, if that's true. Is that he was hoping that she would go crazy up in there and do something to his wife, and then boom. That's two birds with one stone. Her ass go to prison, boom. He ain't got to worry about no wife, boom. Now he can have all the women he want. He'll be the widow, right? The pastor widow. You know how much coochie he would get? That would have set him up in perfect position to get as much coochie as he want, because everybody feeling sad for him. All the little church women bringing them plates and casseroles and shit to the house. And you know, girl, that's the only thing that I can think. If he really sent her to that house like she said, that's the only reason why I see that he would do that. You know, but we'll never know. But he was so goddamn narcissistic and shit and diabolical and evil that maybe.
I did. And I shared with him that I was a little nervous, and could we just go somewhere and talk? And he said, no, we're going, you wanted to talk to Tabitha, we're going to talk to her.
Did he answer every time you called him?
I didn't call him a lot, but I did that night.
Before you walked inside, was there a time you called him and he didn't answer?
No.
Okay. Not that you recall?
Not that I recall.
After you had talked to him and he said, no, we're going to do this, what did you do?
I went to the apartment and knocked on the door.
Were you wearing your coat?
Yes.
When did you put on your coat?
When I got out of the car to go to find him at the lounge.
Is that when you were walking around downtown at night by yourself?
Yes.
Did you ever take your coat off after leaving downtown?
No.
When you left downtown, how would you describe your feelings?
I was a little hopeful. I was like, okay, maybe, you know, we can get some resolve. We can get back to normal. And so that's what I was focused on.
And when he insisted on telling Tabitha, did you get even more hope?
Yes.
So what did you do? Did you get out of your car?
Yes, I got out of my car.
Were you still wearing your jacket?
Yes.
Did it register to you that you had a gun in your pocket?
It did not.
Did you go to the apartment?
I did.
What did you do when you got to the door?
I knocked on the door. And I can't remember, but I ended up bending down. And that's when she said, you know, I'm not going to open the door for someone I don't see. And so I knocked again. And that's when she was like, Tasha, is that you?
What do you mean you bent down?
I don't know if I couldn't remember if it was time or sure or something. I just remember bending down, which is why she didn't see me when I knocked the first time.
You just don't remember?
No, I don't. Yeah.
Who answered the door?
Tabitha.
What did she do when she answered the door?
She, once she opened it, she embraced me and said hello and welcomed me in.
Did you go inside?
I did.
Where did you go when you went inside?
She positioned for me to toward the couch, and she sat on one end and I sat on the other.
And that would be Your Honor, if I may put this is part of the cumulative exhibit. Is this the couch that you're referring to?
Yes.
And you were seated on this side,
Us,
and Tabitha was seated on this side.
yes.
Did you talk to Tabitha?
Yes, we talked. We talked about tennis, but right before we kind of got into the tennis talk, she had made a phone call to Brodus.
And what did she say to him?
She told him, she asked how long it was going to be before he got there. And then she told him she had a surprise for him.
When Tabitha let you into the apartment, did she close the door behind you?
Yes.
You and Tabitha were sitting alone in the apartment with a closed door, right?
Yes.
Would anybody outside of the apartment have been able to see in through that door?
No.
How long did you sit talking with Tabitha?
Again, I know the news ended up coming on. So maybe 15 minutes or so.
At any point, did you pull your gun out and threaten Tabitha?
No.
At any point, did you verbally threaten Tabitha?
No.
At any point, were you trying to hurt Tabitha?
Not at all.
Were you happy to be there about to have this conversation with Tabitha?
Yes.
Was Brodus there yet?
No.
Now I want to talk to you about when Brodus Perry arrived, okay?
Okay.
When he walked in the door, could you see him?
Yes.
Can you describe his demeanor when he saw you?
When he came in, he didn't look surprised or anything, which is what I thought he would do since he knew I was going to be there. But he was just like, I think Tab was like, surprise. And he was like, this not a surprise. I thought you had some keto cookies for me. And from there, he was like, what are you doing here? And then I went with the story again that I was in town for a conference. And we just kind of started engaging in small talk. He came and sat beside me. And then after about a minute or so, it was like, would you like a pour?
What is a pour?
A pour is some bourbon.
Did you accept the pour of bourbon?
I did.
Where was Brodus seated?
He was approximately a foot or two from me.
I'm putting back up from the cumulative exhibit.
That blue chair?
This blue chair right
Yes.
here? And you were seated here?
Yes.
And Tabitha was still seated here?
Yes.
After you accepted the pour of bourbon from him, did he make any comments about you drinking?
He came back and sat down, and as we were talking, he would make references to me drinking and would say, well, I think you're going to have to stay the night. So I'm thinking, okay, well, this is about to get into this conversation, but he never would give me eye contact. But he would continue to make, like, we have to clean off the bed in there because it has a lot of clothes on it. And, but I'm still looking at him to see where you going with this. But he never did lead into the conversation. He actually started asking me questions like, so where are you staying in Memphis? And I'm like, that wasn't part of what you told me you was going to say. So I don't know Memphis. He knows I didn't know Memphis. And so I didn't know what to say. I finally said an Airbnb. And then Tabitha was like, where? And I was like, downtown. And then that conversation ended. And he continued to say something about me staying the night, but never going into the conversation of what we were supposed to be talking about.
Had you ever been into that apartment before?
No.
On April the 4th, when you were there, what part of the apartment did you go into?
I walked through the front door, which led into a small little hallway and right into their kitchen area.
And then into the living room?
And then yes.
Did you go into any bedroom?
No.
Yeah, this is part of the cumulative exhibit 13. Did you ever go into the guest bedroom?
I did not.
What is all over the bed in the guest bedroom?
Clothes.
Had you seen that?
No.
But those are the clothes Brodus was talking about.
Yes.
When he was talking about clearing off the bed.
Real quick recap. This ain't gonna take but a minute for Jill because we only had a couple of days of this. So this is the woman here. She ended up having an affair with one of the preachers at her church. The preacher was married. She had the affair with this man for over 2 years. After he tried to call off the affair with her, that's what she's describing now. She says that she was so distraught and sad and shit that she was gonna unalive herself. But she made up her mind, but before she did that she had to see him one last time. And that's how she got over there to where the city where he was at. And that's what she's talking about now. So what ended up happening and what she on trial for is for unaliving the preacher man who she was having an affair with. She unalived him. And in the course of that, she also ended up shooting the wife once in the arm, but the wife thankfully survived. So the husband who she was having an affair with, he died, and the wife, she lived. And that was a quick recap from Demetra Lit All Day.
You sleeping over, did you think that was his jumping off point to talk to Tabitha?
I thought so.
How were you feeling at that point?
Very nervous.
Were you also excited?
I think I was more nervous because I just didn't know which way it was going to go, but hopeful.
At some point, you lost hope.
Yes.
And you said you were going to leave.
Yes.
Why did you decide to leave?
I saw that he wasn't going anywhere. Like I said, he was not giving me eye contact. So I knew, or I felt like he had changed his mind. And I just didn't want to keep sitting there feeling, at that point, stupid.
What happened after you said you were going to leave?
Tabitha got up, he got up, and so she began to tell me about watching for the police, because I had been drinking.
Had you drank a lot?
No, not at all. But she still was just letting me know. And she began to walk toward the door. And I asked him, would he walk me out? He said no. And I said, why not, sir? That's Southern hospitality for you to walk a woman outside when it's dark. Because I wanted to just get him to see like what happened. Why didn't you follow through? But he refused to walk me out. So Tabitha opened the door and was walking out. I was still trying to get him to walk me out. And as I reached into my pockets to get my keys, I remember being outside the door. And then the next thing, I was standing in their kitchen.
Do you deny that you shot Brodus Perry?
I do not.
Do you deny that you shot Tabitha?
I don't, but I know it wasn't intentional.
Did you mean to shoot Tabitha?
No, I wasn't trying to hurt anybody.
When you went to that apartment that day, did you intend to use your gun on either Brodus or Tabitha?
No.
So this house I'm in right now, let me show you how I invested into it with just a few.
You know what I'm saying, girl? Boo. Let's not forget that she was trying to reload the goddamn gun when the cops got there. Okay, she was trying to reload the gun. So you can't. I'm not convinced that had she reloaded that gun, that she wouldn't have went ahead and took Tabitha the hell out, because she had already shot the man several damn times. Several times. He was already on the floor. He'd already got shot in the head. That's why the wife testified yesterday. She didn't testify yesterday, but last night we heard her testimony. But that's why she tried to kneel over him and cover his head up so he wouldn't get shot no more. So if you had already shot the man, he already down. The wife come back up in there and lean over to cover her old ridiculous ass husband, because she don't know what the hell going on. She don't know the husband doing all this shit. At that point in time, she shouldn't have shot that pistol. Not now, not the time when that woman was up in there leaning over that man. She knowingly kept that pistol up and shot that woman, covering her husband. So you can't make me believe that. You know that she didn't mean to shoot that woman. Yeah, they said she was trying to Now I got that. I got the reloading part from the opening statements, y'all. Okay, somewhere during the opening statements, they said the cops came when she was trying to reload the gun. Okay, that's where I'm getting that piece from. Y'all talking about reload? We didn't hear that shit. That's where I got that from. My bad.
When you went there, what was your purpose in going there?
Thinking that I was gonna get some kind
of okay, she did reload
ending to the relationship.
Oh, it's trying to. Okay.
And what do you mean?
Like, okay, of course, after I got to, talking to him at the lounge, we had a plan. It was either gonna be a start or an ending, but it was something that
my bad,
I
I'm kind of
see.
passionate.
Like I knew it wasn't just a disappearing text but still I love you, So I went to the apartment, I guess, for lack of a better word, to get some resolve.
Did you have hope given that Tabitha was open to the open marriage?
I was nervous about that because, like I said, he had told me she had these rules about not nobody that you know and things like that. So I'm like, she knows me. So I don't know what that was gonna be like. I didn't even think about anything beyond that.
As far as Tabitha goes, this is a person that you became friendly with, right?
Correct.
How did you balance that with having an affair with her husband?
It was very hard. She like we started off. She had approached me to invite me to lunch. It came out of nowhere, and I didn't know like what was really going on because
yeah, she was
by
suspicious.
this time, Brodus had been talking about us being sister wives, and so when she asked me, I was a little confused because I'm like, okay, has he talked to her about it? But she never said anything about our relationship. Even when we began to play tennis, it was her who initiated it. So it was uncomfortable for me, but we were friendly. And it was hard, but I still did it because I wasn't going to tell her because I love Brodus.
When Brodus told you that he wouldn't walk you outside, he said, Tab will do it. How did that make you feel?
Rejected, unworthy, stupid. I was so stupid. And it hurt so bad.
Were you angry or were you hurt?
I was hurt.
Were you thinking clearly when you pulled the trigger?
No.
Were you reacting to that situation?
Yes.
Was that a traumatic situation for you too, in retrospect?
Oh, yes. I hate what happened. I'm so very sorry. I never wanted to hurt anybody. I've spent most of my life helping. I never would intentionally try to hurt anybody.
Did you ever plan to kill Brodus Perry?
Never.
When you drove to Memphis, were you driving to Memphis to kill Brodus Perry?
No.
Why did you drive to Memphis?
I drove because I just wanted to see him.
Why?
I wanted him to explain why he did that.
Did you hope he would say, we can be together?
Yes.
Did he give you that hope when you went to the apartment?
He did.
Did he yank that hope away?
He did. As he often did.
Did you break in that moment?
I shattered.
Did you ever intend to hurt Tabitha?
No.
Did you even realize that you had shot her?
No.
Go ahead.
Cross-examination.
Oh, come on with the cross-examination. And then we gonna end. It's not too long. If y'all can see at the bottom of the red ball. Oh, y'all can't see it. Let me take this out.
Ms. Daniels, I'm going to take you back.
Thank y'all for joining me. Cross-examination.
2019 at around 4 o'clock. You remember yesterday when we introduced that surveillance footage of you at the gun store, right?
Yes. Yes.
And you know that was you in the gun store.
That was me.
And you purchased a gun that day.
Now she got an attitude, bitch.
And you also purchased ammunition that day.
I did.
And when you went to that gun store, you brought your state-issued ID, correct?
Yes.
And you brought your credit card, correct?
I did.
And once you left with that gun and the ammunition, you didn't go to Jacksonville, did you?
No.
You drove to Memphis.
No. I drove home.
But you eventually ended up in Memphis, did you not?
That is correct.
And you chose to go see Brodus Perry, correct?
Yes, I chose to go see him.
A man that you chose to be involved with.
When I first encountered Mr. Perry for counseling, I did not choose to be with him. I went to him for direction, not a relationship.
It's a yes or no question. You chose to be involved with him after you met him, did you not?
Yes.
And when you got to Memphis, and after you talked to Mr. Perry, you drove to his apartment, correct?
Yes, I drove to his apartment.
And from Sherman, Arkansas to Memphis, it's about a 3-hour drive, right?
According to what has been said, I wasn't counting.
And when you got to that apartment, you talked to Mrs. Perry.
Yes.
And when you got to that apartment, you stayed there and you talked with her for about 20 minutes. Correct?
Yes, we talked for about 20 minutes.
And then once Mr. Perry
now she got an attitude.
You talked to him.
Yes.
The audacity.
And while they were gracious enough to walk you out of their apartment after an unexpected visit, you got your gun out, didn't you?
It wasn't unexpected for him.
But for Miss Perry, it was.
It was.
And after you exited, you
wait,
decided to take your gun out.
Pause. And let me just say this. Right now, I think this is this personality right here is the most real as she done been the whole time she on stand. This woman that's sitting right here right now, being snarky, being arrogant, being sarcastic and shit like that, being very, very, very what's the word? I can't think of my words because I ain't been talking out loud enough these days, I guess. But what's the word? Self-entitled? Is that the right word I'm trying to use? Self-entitled? A sense of entitlement or whatever the fuck it is. This person, what she doing right now, I think this is the closest to the real Latoisha Daniels that we didn't see. For real. She didn't snapped out of her crying. She didn't snapped out of her grief. She didn't snapped out of her shame. She didn't snapped out of her all that shit. That she was just feeling. She was just feeling so remorseful 2 minutes ago. 2 minutes ago. And look at her now. This who she really is. The person she displaying right now, this the type of bitch that sit right up in a woman's face knowing she fucking her husband. This the type of woman that can sit right up in the church face, people face, right on the first pew. You know what I'm saying? Whole Bible studies and shit, knowing she just got a damn preacher in them some head. Now this the real Latoisha right here. Okay? That look on her face is the face look she was masking as she sat in that woman's face and tapping her face across the goddamn brunch table. And she sat there playing tennis with that woman. She had a smile on her face, but this how her real face was looking. Bitch, you just don't know. I'ma get your husband. Bitch, you just don't know. Your days are numbered. Huh. If only you knew. Okay. Yeah, buddy. I'm glad and it's the arrogance of it all. That she really thought she could sit her ass on this stand and convince everybody, don't penalize me too tough. Feel sorry for me. I'm worthy of your sympathy. I'm worthy of some grace. No, you're not, tramp. Let's continue. Thank y'all for letting me share.
Correct?
No.
I had to get that off
And
me.
after you exited, you shot Mrs. Perry. Did you not?
My
Yes or
actions
no?
resulted in them being shot, yes.
And then you shot Mr. Perry. Did you not?
It wasn't a conscious decision, but yes.
But you didn't do it because you lost control. You did it because you thought he deserved it.
No. I love Brodus. I would have never intentionally hurt him. No, ma'am.
You did it because he broke your heart.
Girl, you shot that man on the head and mouth everywhere else. Girl, boom. I would have never done it. You did it,
got
bitch.
to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is base
These people
44.
be crazy.
Were you in a good state of mind that day?
Oh my God. Let me push me.
I was not my healthy self. No.
When you came to Memphis, did you come to Memphis out of anger or out of love?
I came out of love.
Did Brodus expect you to be there when he walked in?
Yes.
Did that visit go the way that you expected it?
It did not.
Did it end the way you expected it to?
It most definitely did not.
Did you go there to hurt anyone?
No, I did not.
Who did you plan to hurt?
I wanted to hurt myself. I wanted to end my own life that day. That's it, and that's all.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
You missed it. You want to call your next witness?
Your Honor, may we approach?
Yes.
Damn, I missed the last part of that because my dogs was cutting up in here. Hold on. I'm sorry.
I did.
I missed everything.
And from Sherman, Arkansas to Memphis, it's about a 3-hour drive, right?
I'm sorry, y'all. I missed the last part.
Shit. In my own life that
Anger or out of love?
I came out of love.
You
came out of
for
love.
about 20 minutes.
Okay, hold on.
Correct?
Yes, we talked for about 20 minutes.
And then once Mr. Perry
Y'all
got
hear
there,
Apollo?
you talked to him.
Yes.
Apollo just turned 1, y'all.
And while they were gracious enough to walk you out of their apartment after an unexpected visit, you got your gun out, didn't you?
It wasn't unexpected for him.
But for Miss Perry, it was.
It was.
And after you exited, you decided to take your gun out, correct?
No.
And after you exited, you shot Mrs. Perry. Did you not?
My
Yes or no?
actions resulted in them being shot, yes.
And then you shot Mr. Perry. Did you not?
It wasn't a conscious decision, but yes.
But you didn't do it because you lost control. You did it because you thought he deserved it.
No. I love Brodus. I would have never intentionally hurt him. No, ma'am.
You did it because he broke your heart.
No, ma'am.
No further questions.
Child, that's all I
Were you
missed.
in a good state of mind that day?
I was not. I was not.
All day?
I was not my healthy self. No.
You ain't been healthy this whole goddamn conversation.
When you came to Memphis, did you come to Memphis out of anger or out of love?
I came out of love.
Sure.
Did Brodus expect you to be there when he walked in?
Yes.
Did that visit go the way that you expected it?
It did not.
Did it end the way you expected it to?
It most definitely did not.
Did you go there to hurt anyone?
No, I did not.
Who did you plan to hurt?
I
that
wanted
day?
to hurt myself. I wanted to end my own life that day. That's it, and that's all.
But yet here you are. You. Ooh.
You missed it.
The shame and the scandal. A shame and a damn scandal. And this is my last little commentary on it all, y'all. Okay. She was found guilty. I gotta look and see if they did the sentencing. I don't think they have, but I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna check because I was just starting about this case yesterday and started watching it, and I brought it to y'all. So tomorrow I'll bring the uh the verdict and stuff to y'all. Okay. Now, what I do want to show y'all, we had some good conversation about this, because at the end of the day, I think the general consensus is she was wrong. Shit. Oh, the sentencing in December. Okay, so we'll definitely watch the sentencing. We already know she got found guilty. We are, ain't nobody just blaming her. That man was definitely wrong. Of course he was, but he not here. He not on trial. She is. And the reason why she pled not guilty was an opportunity to do what she just did, try to gain sympathy from the jurors to get her less time. So that means she don't even want to be accountable in what she did. She still want to, you know what I'm saying? Now let me show y'all Apollo. Come here, Apollo. The birthday boy just turned 1. Come here, Apollo. Oh, girl, he probably ain't gonna come to. Oh, you kind of running. Come here. Come here. Even though mama just fussed at you, you came running your little ass up in here. Come here. You want to see little lady? They want to see you and tell you happy birthday. Come here. Good boy. They don't take me seriously at all. Now I just went up in there and hollered and cussed him out, and he still come running up. So let me let y'all see Apollo. My boy is 1 year old, and I just love him so much and rock so fat. Let me show y'all. Say hey, Apollo. Look how big he is, y'all. Say hey. So y'all just seen the baby. He a big boy now. He a big boy. So let me see. Of course, she's not going to be happy with the prosecutor. She's trying to convict her. Right, but she should have kept, she broke character. So when that woman was asking her the questions, she should have still been in her sad face. She should have kept them goddamn glasses on. Somebody in the comments said when she took them glasses off, the mask fell off. You know what I'm saying? She should have kept them goddamn glasses on. And remember to be remorseful. She could have answered all that woman questions and at least been still sad and confused and dazed. I think it was Winter said earlier, she should have been on there acting like she was still goddamn crazy. Okay, I'll post the picture so y'all can see them. I will definitely do that. But yes, y'all, Apollo's so damn bad now. He's so bad, and Rock is entering into his older dog phase. Okay, Rock is not to be bothered. Rock is so damn fat. Next time I take him to the vet to get his shots, I'm pretty sure them people, they already called him obese. Remember, I was mad because they said he was fat, overweight last time. I know this next time, girl, they might write me a ticket. I might have to pay a fine because Rock is so fat. But that's because he's lazy. He don't be moving around a lot. He just be chilling. And they play so good now, y'all. They play together so good. They sleep by each other. They just love each other so much. And then my honey, his dog is Apollo Daddy. And remember, I told y'all he had made it with the dog again, Apollo Mama. So my honey actually got one of those puppies. And her name Mimi. And so I'm gonna have to show y'all a picture of Mimi. I bought her some little dresses and stuff like that. So next time she come over here, I'll get some cute pictures and show y'all his Irish twin. Okay. Yeah, they look at the weight chart. Girl, my dog is so fat, it's ridiculous. But anywho, I'm off task now. I'm off topic. That's because I'm up. Normally, I've been asleep by this time of night. But anywho, y'all, this has been so good to come back on here and talk about this type of content. Just to let y'all know. So I'm not going to come back tomorrow. This is the end for this until December. We'll watch the sentencing together. And yes, he a big brother child. And he loved his little sister. They was playing. They seen each other once so far. But the next trial I'm gonna bring to y'all is the one that's going on right now. It's called it's on Court TV. What they calling that trial? They calling that trial it's the beheading trial. Now that is a mess. Just to give y'all a quick synopsis, I started watching that trial today. I watched day 1 and day 2 while I was outdoor dashing. But the trial is going on right now that I'm gonna bring to y'all next week. The woman is accused of unaliving her baby daddy and decapitating him. But her defense strategy is that they are blaming and accusing the baby daddy son. He had an adult son with a different woman. Okay. They said that he the one who actually unalived his daddy and decapitated him. Okay. And that's because the son was having an affair with the woman and even ended up marrying his daddy baby mama. Okay. It's a real mess. So that trial, I'm already starting to watch it, and I will be bringing forth the testimonies, and I will be showing some of the law enforcement testimony, a little bit more in that case. Okay, I'll be showing more of that case, not moment by moment by moment by moment, no, but the opening statements, the testimonies, the good testimonies, and a few of the law enforcement. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do next week. Did I say beheading? Yes, beheading. The whole head got cut off this man, and they still ain't found the head or nothing. Okay, and the man was Asian and black or something like, not Asian and black, was Asian or something like that. So when his mama, who was a senior citizen, called 911, it was a little bit of a language barrier, right? All the mama could say was her son didn't have a face. Okay. She didn't even know how to say his head was missing or that his head got chopped off in English. When she called 911, all she could say was that her son didn't have a face. When they get there, when the cops pulled up to that, the whole head was gone. It's a mess. It is a mess. And then the woman, the baby mama who on trial, also was a porn star. So this one here got sex, murder, beheadings, language barriers, affairs with the son, married to the son, all kind of shit, y'all. Okay. No, I'm gonna have that I'm gonna have that content over here for right now because I haven't, y'all know, in my absence, I hadn't been on trial watch even longer. Well, I don't know, longer than Lit Lane. So that channel right now is defunct. They didn't took the monetization off of it and everything. So I'll just be over here for right now. Okay. So y'all have a great night. Thank y'all for coming in and participating. I don't know. I'm not trying to make it a habit of being on here every single day. So I'll probably be out of here for a couple of days. If anything, I'll go live over my members. Okay, for the pit crew. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night. The head's still gone. The head's still gone. All right, y'all. Good night. And that trial, you want to go ahead and check it out because that trial is happening right now. They are definitely live streaming the trial each day. They on day, I think today was day 5, and it's on Court TV. All right. Good night.